Okay, take two, and it is it is hilarious that even I can have technical difficulties. And a reminder to anybody that all of us are susceptible to technical difficulties at some point. Um, anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Let's get to your questions. I have Rich, if you're watching, I have the other super chats lined up. I will just go right to that page. Unless you want to pin them in the chat, that would be great. I apologize, Robert Cross. This is going to be great to edit later. Robert Cross spelled his last name wrong, by the way. Okay, let me get to the super chat ASAP. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I know we had a couple hundred people in here earlier, and I'm hoping to get you guys back because we'd like you to be part of this post game. For those listening on the pod, thank you for listening to this Saturday show. Let's get the super chat started. Shamik Gayen, Walt Clyde Frazier talking about soap operas, says all we need to know about this game. So I'm going to give you guys full disclosure. I watched most of this game on mute, and it's no offense to Clyde or anything like that. I was kind of editing and doing some work for a project over at Final Review. We have a review of the hit movie known as Morbius coming out later tomorrow. Actually might come out later this afternoon, so stay tuned for that if you're interested. I didn't hear what soap operas that Walt Clyde Frazier was talking about, so hopefully you guys will clue me in the chat and we'll be okay. But thank you, Shamik, for the contribution. We greatly appreciate it. Robert Cross, GMAC. Is there any truth to the rumblings that J-Mac has been shut down for this season? No. In fact, he'll be back tomorrow, not just himself, but him, Jeremy, and I will be on the post game tomorrow. We will be we'll be doing our normal Monday pod tomorrow night after the Magic game as kind of a combo of what we saw last week. We're kind of testing out the panel for potentially some changes going into next year. Also, Monday is Jeremy's birthday, so we wanted to make sure he wasn't working and recording a pod with us on his birthday. So when you see Jeremy tomorrow, flood the chat with some happy early birthdays, if you wouldn't mind. Kevin Danishevsky, not worried about RJ, but these are the kind of games that make me worry about Mitch. Yeah, he did not look great today. Got outplayed by, I know Fred Katz had the upcoming guest of the KFS pod, by the way, Fred Katz. I know Fred Katz had the tweet about how he was getting outplayed, I think, by Moses Brown. I did think there were a couple plays where Mitch like resurrected himself a bit and showed up as the guy that we normally see. Unfortunately, we didn't see that for the most of the game. I'm not putting what we saw today on Mitch. I'm not saying that today should be the final straw or the indication of whether or not they should give him a contract this summer or whether to keep him or not. But yeah, not a great day from Mitch. Rest of your comment. Him getting destroyed by Brown was bad. I believe in Obi. I also believe in Obi. I believe in high usage, high minutes Obi too, which is something I'd like to see next season. Next up, Anthony Sixto. 5 left in the second. Obi showed a lot more communication, physicality, strong screens, and even back down move on Markkanen. Exciting if that develops. You know, the play that I got excited about for Obi was the play where RJ went into the backcourt with Garland, and he was like, those of you have played pickup or I guess played regular ball, and you're like not allowed to touch the ball again, and you're creating that little force field around the ball so that nobody gets to it. And then Obi ran back to get the ball, which isn't it a great feeling to see your power forward actually run back when the play is broken? The Obi then like dribbles through 4 guys to get to the rim. He missed the layup, but in that moment I was like, okay, made a move, I think it was Garland that tried to stood firm to try and take a charge, and Obi just one step around him, a hop step around him, and goes up for the layup and misses. Those are the type of plays that you don't see when Obi Toppin is just standing in the corner. And it's more plays like that that you want to see next season, regardless if his Randall is still here. So yes, good job from Obi Toppin. Thank you, Anthony, as always, for the contribution. Robert Cross, again, first time, long time GMAC. Tibbs needs to be fired. Okay, he's not the right guy to coach and develop the youth on our team. I don't disagree. Listen, you're not getting any pushback from me. You're definitely not getting any pushback from me on this. I do appreciate that you said he's not the right coach for this team. Look, I said this last week. I said this in the past. I would like Tom Thibodeau to be less Rex Ryan than he is. That I think is the correct comp for him. I think if you give him the right pieces on the team, he's an outstanding defensive coach. But Julius Randle outperforming his career norms, being the only path to success, cannot be the sustainable plan for the future. So, I do think there's a 500 team coached by Tom Thibodeau that can exist next year if they keep him. But if they go a different route and go the Johnny Bryant route, that's fine. Pivot to a more offensive mind, an unproven mind, and have him prove himself with Rostos trying to prove himself as well. Jessica, good to see you. Obi had a great game. IQ had a rough one, and he plays through it. And that's great to see. They played hard. They just didn't execute well. Yeah, I didn't see an effort issue across the board. They're also just not as good as the Cavaliers. Garland, man, look, I love RJ, and I'm not trying to turn this into a Garland versus RJ. I think they're both going to be pretty quality picks for where they were drafted. This isn't we could have had Garland thing like some people at ESPN like to say. I will just say that it's just very clear how easily Garland can score. And that, I think, is the biggest difference between the two. Garland today even shot poorly, 8 for 19 and 24 points on 19 shots. Although he had 24. Jesus, he had 24 and 13 today. Yeah, 24. No rebounds, though. Interesting. So he had 24 points and 13 assists for Garland. Yeah, I'm not trying to turn this into the who's better, Garland or RJ, but I did notice, on multiple possessions, that Garland just so seamlessly can come up the court and get a easy shot, an easy jump shot. And RJ just seems like he's working really hard to get to the rim, get points. A lot of he's relentless, which is why you like RJ. And that's why Jimmy Butler is the comp, because Jimmy Butler has developed a pull-up game, and it's what RJ's going to have to develop in order to take that next step. But a lot of the shots early in Jimmy Butler's career were getting downhill, getting to the rim, forcing the ref to make a call. And it's what we've seen from RJ this year. So yeah, I'd like to see RJ develop easier shots, which, will hopefully come with his own development and hopefully come with the right offensive coach around him. Thank you, Jessica, for the contribution. Hush Zoo, just so odd we couldn't see 35 minutes of IQ, RJ, and Obi together. Tibbs still starting Burks on game 77 is just so insane. I have no words. Just move the guy. Also, Obi shouldn't lead the team. Oh, Obi should have led the team in minutes. Yeah, I got no answer for you. The pregame comments were just weird, where he was Tibbs basically said, I'm not going to do what's just best for IQ. I'm going to do what's best for the team. And I don't know, Jeremy said it. Why isn't what's best for the team what's best for Emmanuel Quickley, which is playing Emmanuel Quickley more? I'm not even one of these he has to start thing. If you want to, the first 6 minutes of the game, go to the IQ coming off the bench line. If you look at him like Jason Terry or the way you used Derrick Rose last year, that's fine. But there's just no reason that heavy Alec Burks, Alec Burks starting means that Emmanuel Quickley can't then play the most minutes in the point guard spot. There's just there's an uptick in pace, an uptick in shot quality. This team loves to run. when they hit IQ in the game. And I don't understand why that's not like something you like to see. How many fourth quarter comebacks do we have to see with IQ in the game? It's just, I don't know. It feels like gaslighting that what's best for, he's basically saying, well, what's best for the team is not what's best for IQ, when all of us see it, that more IQ would actually mean, more winning, more productive winning. Hajdu, I have no idea what's going to happen if we're actually going to see more IQ and then eventually a new coach, or what these last 5 games are going to be. I have an idea what it's going to be, but we'll see. Robert Cross. God damn. Thank you, Robert Cross. GMAC, is it fair and reasonable to say that Taj's development on the bench this season has been instrumental to his 3-ball? God bless Taj Gibson. I hope he gets like a Udonis Haslem, but not a roster spot role next season. Here's the thing about Taj. I love him in the locker room. I'd love him to stay around long term. It's then when he comes in and Tibbs is like, "Oh, one of my favorite toys," and just like plays him 30 minutes, that it's like, okay, hold on a second. There are other players on this team that we'd like to get more roster spots, especially in this irrelevant season where we're not even making the play in. Yeah, I shout out to Taj for, by the way, he hit 1 of his threes today. Like, he hits a quarter 3 and we're like, great. And he's like hit consistently this year, but then we have to see him take 5, which is, the counterpoint to all of this. Next up, hold on. Vasilis Papas. Apologies if I pronounced that wrong. As a season ticket holder for Olympiacos, I can tell you there is big time talent in EuroLeague. Let's try this. Vasile Misic. Remember the name. OKC owns his rights. Knicks should try and trade for him. Mr. Pappas, I agree with you. You are definitely way more informed than I am on this. Shout out to you for dropping that nugget. I hope you're right, and I hope the Knicks do make a trade so that we could say it happened on Knicks Film School first, that we heard about this kid. So thank you, Mr. Pappas. I think I'm caught up in the chat. So Rich, let me know if I'm all caught up. Guys, do me a favor and just drop as many questions as you have. I'll stick around for another 10, 15 minutes and then I'll get out of here. It could be about literally anything, about movies, about other sports. If you want to talk about the week the Mets have had, I will listen to you talk about what the meets, I'll let you know how meet the meets. I will give you my thoughts on what the Mets are going through right now. Yes, Rich, I'll answer a Will Smith question if you got it. So yeah, send them away. Moon Knight quick review. So for those who don't know what Moon Knight is, it's the new show on Disney Plus, and this is the first time since Captain Marvel, I think, or I guess no, since Eternals, that we're being introduced completely to a new. What am I talking about? Shang-Chi also did this. Okay, ignore what I started with this. This is the first of the Disney Plus shows where they're gonna go 6 episodes with a character that we're just flatly unfamiliar with, and I'm really curious how long it's gonna be before I'm attached, because I'm intrigued by the multiple personality disorder that he seems to have, and the in and out of consciousness that you see. That's my shit. I dig that. I would like the show to eventually pick up, and the action scenes that are happening in between it, his blacking out, I'd like to see some of them at a certain point, but it's episode 1. I'll take it for now. But we'll see. Next question. Buff Panther. Can Macri help me get a signed Obi jersey? I'm gonna say no. I don't think he can, but I hope you do end up getting a signed Obi jersey. Jason M, not a question, but the success of Udoka, Unseld Jr., and Willie Green show that the Knicks should give Johnny Bryant a shot at head coach. Don't disagree. I like it. Good point. Menno Fami, Andrew, you know what I'm about to ask. Come up with an absurd scenario and give me your best Tibbs impression. That's funny. What's the scenario? Maybe Tibbs is a Mets fan and he's finding out about Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer and this bizarre San Diego trade. Maybe he's watching. So he finds out and it's like, same old Mets. Why my team? Same old Mets. Get deGrom some ice. Like that, I think is that's the scenario. Yeah, there you go. I hope that was a good enough impersonation. Jessel Cash, ever seen Awake? Is that the Netflix movie where like nobody can fall asleep and it's like about insomnia, or it's something like that? Is that the Netflix movie that you're talking about? Because I think there's a lot of the insomnia taking you in and out of consciousness in Moon Knight as well. So yeah, I've seen it. Wasn't a fan of the Netflix movie, but I dig if that's the direction that Moon Knight is going. Any other questions, guys? I'll stick around. Rich, if you got any questions. My whole take on the Mets right now is that the sky seems to be falling, but I'm never one to overreact in April. So, like, yeah, DeGrom might be gone to the All-Star break, but I do think they have the depth to last till the All-Star break and the wallet now to make moves in case they have to. We just saw an 88-win team to go win the World Series, so I'm not too concerned on April 2nd. So we'll see. Third answer, yeah, trading Dom Smith would make me real sad. I'm not as attached to Dom Smith as some Met fans are. I think if you believe in the bat, that's a reason to keep him. I think with Alonso here, and Alonso likes to play in the field, as well as the Cano piece, the JD Davis piece. You've got other DHs here. So Dom can be traded and it not be detrimental to the team. Yeah, I'm not crazy about trading Dom Smith either. I apologize to those of you that came here for Knicks talk. I don't have much Knicks analysis. We got 4 games left in the season. We'll see what happens. Okay. No, I haven't seen Peaky Blinders, Jason M. And I think everybody else went and did something with their Saturday, which I think. Apologies again for the technical difficulties, and thank you, Rich, for helping produce this. I think we're going to wrap up a little earlier today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the KFS post-game show. We do this after every game. If you would like to do us a favor, if you haven't yet, and subscribed to this podcast, both on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your pods, and leave a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. We're also 1,200 away from the 10,000 subscriber platform. So if you can get us there, awesome. Also, CT Pittman, thank you for your super chat that I'm just now seeing. What's your summer plans? Any travel? I know we were both in Florida at the same time last summer. So, I hinted at this last Friday, but I've got some pretty big plans, a big thing coming soon, which you'll find out next weekend. As far as the summer goes, where am I going? I'm going to Tennessee for a wedding. I'm going to Nashville. I'm going to, where are we going? I'm going to Miami. That's right. I'm going to be in Miami for my birthday this summer, which probably not a good thing to go to Miami in August, but I'm very ready so I went to LA for my last vacation, and the highest temperature we got when we were there was like 55 degrees, and it was like windy too. So we didn't actually get to go outside and experience the LA sun. So we went the extreme opposite and went to Miami during the summer, which is our plan for this summer. But yeah, those are my big summer plans, CT. I hope if you're in Florida, I cannot guarantee what wifey's going to allow us to do, but I'll wave from the top of my hotel and potentially even say what's up. Let's see. And now you guys are putting good questions in. I do really want you guys to subscribe, by the way. Get us to 10,000 subscribers. Who am I rooting for in the Final Four? Not Duke. That is who I'm rooting for, not Duke. I would like to see North Carolina upend everything in this celebration tour. I would very much like that. So listen, I know there are Duke fans out there. Listen, I went to a private school. I get it. I get the appeal of Duke. I would like Duke to lose in embarrassing fashion. So that is my take. I lived in Virginia for 6 years. I've met a lot of people that are Duke fans. They remind me a lot of Yankee fans. So as a result, go UNC. I did see a question about a Randall trade from Rayology. How would you feel about trading Randall to Minnesota for D'Angelo Russell's expiring $31 million salary to pair with his boy Cat? Remember before this season when they had that video of them being boys, and our thought was maybe Randall can recruit him to New York. And instead, it became this. It became, can we dump him for D'Angelo Russell? I think there are other avenues I would explore, and I'm sure when we do our cap or no cap, Jeremy will see if that is a trade that works. But I gotta say, any trade will do at this point. I'm not at ham sandwich point as John was, or the person John was alluding to. But I do understand that getting him out of here ASAP is got to be part of the priority. TT, when is the John season reaction video coming? I look forward to those. I didn't edit that. Shout out to Barry of It's a Hard Knicks Life. You know, I if he wants to continue the video, I mean, the last words from John in that video was and the season is over. So maybe now that the season is officially over, that'll actually happen. Okay, Tibbs review of Morbius. All right, this will be the last thing I actually do. I liked it. I love Marvel. Oscar Isaac was great. I like Oscar Isaac. Oscar Isaac. Ethan Hawke was great too. It's really just me yelling. It's really the entirety of the impersonation. Of Morbius, not of Moon Knight. Excuse me. It was awful. Jared Leto sucks. That's all I got, guys. It's literally just me yelling. Okay. I think this is what happens when you give me the keys, John. Thank you guys. Enjoy your Saturday nights, and I'll see you tomorrow.